So now we're going to get into shoulders today and triceps straight following, but we're starting with a pressing movement. I'm using a hammer press here. You don't have to use this. If you haven't got this at your gym, use dumbbells, use a bar, whatever, but a pressing movement it has to be. We're going to start off with the heaviest weight. I've already done some warm-ups of 5 reps to absolute failure. Then we're going to rest. So that was the first set to failure of 5 repetitions, rested for 5 seconds, which was about the same time as it took me to strip the weight, and then failure to 10. The next set will be 5, 10, 15. So make sure that you're stretching between the sets now. So we've done our compound movement, meaning that we're using secondary muscle groups such as our triceps assisting. Now we're gonna work to an isolation. So the rear delts is what we're gonna move on to next. Be sure to focus on getting a contraction out of this and using a bit of time under tension, a little bit slower on the contraction. If you do go too fast, your stronger muscle groups, such as your traps or your rhomboids, will come in and take away the stress and load from the muscle that we're trying to focus on, being the rear delts. Okay, so we've done the 3 sets there. The first was supposed to be 5, but because of the weight stack, was a little bit light. We did 10 repetitions to failure, rested for 10 seconds after the second set of 10, and performed another 10 reps. Then on the third set, we did 10, 10, 15, resting for 10 seconds again after the first and second sets, before finishing with the 15 repetitions. Feel really pumped now. So now we're going to go and smash the lateral head of the delts. Okay, now our third exercise for delts is going to be the side raise. Ready for the first set, 5 reps to failure. Now I'm using a machine here. That's because they're available to me, why not? But if you don't have something like this available to you, you can use a cable crossover where you have the handles on the lower pulleys and pull up across. If not, just use the dumbbells. So when we're doing this, remember to concentrate on rotating your hands slightly forward so we can isolate the delt. Do not come back like that, and definitely do not contract with your traps. We've got traps later. Man, that was tough. Of course it was. So we did our 3 sets there, completely done. So now I'm gonna look at hitting some traps. Now we'll go into the other room, pick up some heavy weights and perform some shrugs. Because you're standing up, you're using a lot of core stability just to keep your body erect and thinking about your form. Don't cheat, don't allow your body to bring in other assisting muscle groups such as, your calves or your lower back. Don't swing the movement, especially when we're going this heavy and as we're losing body fat. Essential, use these straps, because obviously when you're pulling a heavy weight, your back is going to be a lot stronger than your grip strength. So your grip strength will go, especially the time under tension when you're doing the drop sets of the 5, the 10, and then the 15, because you're accumulating like 30 repetitions there over the course where your forearms will get pumped and your grip strength will go. All right, so that's it for shoulders now and upper traps. We're going to work triceps now. And what we're going to do here, as opposed to doing 5 repetitions to failure, we're going to do 10 repetitions to failure, because I find that going too heavy on this movement straight off the bat can put a little bit too much stress onto the elbows. Now what we're going to do is the same sort of thing with a rope, but overhead. Okay, that's it. Let's move on to another exercise now for triceps, third and final one. Now I'm doing a close grip chest press on a machine here because I found one of these bars in the corner. But if you don't have either this or this available to you, you can do a close grip bench press. That's absolutely fine. So, you know, just make sure that your elbows are pointing tight against your body the whole time. Making sure your elbows are pointing down, and you know, you're working in a controlled manner up towards, say, your chin, and get a full contraction at the top there. Okay, so our first exercise, first set is going to be to 10 repetitions of failure. So I like to contract the triceps, lock them out, get that horseshoe out of the back of your arms, squeeze and contract for about 10 seconds, and then following that, I will stretch out for like 10 seconds, pulling your arm down into the small of my back if I can get there. And then you'll notice I'm wearing wrist wraps now. So these actually support my wrists a little bit easier, especially when they're bent like that. So it takes the pressure off the wrist, so you know there's less undue stress placed upon them. So that was a hard workout, but you're not finished yet. You've got to have your post-workout shake and then do your immediately do your cardio. So we've got 30 minutes of cardio. If you can get to some stairs or a Stairmaster or a stepper, do it. If not, an elliptical or treadmill, add an incline. Once we've done that, make sure that your nutrition is intact throughout the day. The macros have to be specific. I'll talk to you about that a little bit later on a non-training day, just to make sure and remind you that you are keeping it specific, because it's going to change every week, so you have to tune in to find out what those changes are. And then you've got another cardio session this evening. So once you've done that, you've earned tomorrow off. Tomorrow is a rest day, but an active rest day where you still have to perform your 2 cardio sessions. So my stomach is talking to me. It's starving hungry, so I'm going to feed it and then do the cardio. And remember, you got 300 twists after your cardio that you've got to do as well.